Kassapa, it may be that wanderers of other sects will say, the ascetic Gautama roars his lion's roar, but only in empty places, not in company. They should be told that this is not true. The ascetic Gautama roars his lion's roar, and he roars it in company. Or they may say, the ascetic Gautama roars his lion's roar, and in company, but he does so without confidence. They should be told that this is not true. The ascetic Gautama roars his lion's roar, in company and confidently. Or they may say, the ascetic Gautama roars his lion's roar, and in company and confidently, but they do not question him. They should be told that this is not true. The ascetic Gautama roars his lion's roar, and they question him. Or they may say, and they question him, but he does not answer. Or they may say, he answers, but he does not win them over with his answers. Or they may say, but they don't find it pleasing. Or they may say, but they are not satisfied with what they have heard. Or they may say, but they don't behave as if they were satisfied. Or they may say, but they are not on the path of truth. Or they may say, but they are not satisfied with the practice. They should be told that this is not true. The ascetic Gautama roars his lion's roar, in company and confidently. They question him and he answers. He wins them over with his answers. They find it pleasing and are satisfied with what they have heard. They behave as if they are satisfied. They are on the path of truth, and they are satisfied with the practice. That Kassapa is what they should be told. Once, Kassapa, I was staying at Rajagaha in the Vulture's Peak, and a certain practicer of mortification called Nigrodha consulted me about the practice of austerity, and he was delighted with my explanation beyond all measure. Lord, who on hearing Dhamma from you would fail to be delighted beyond all measure? I am delighted beyond all measure. Excellent Lord, excellent. It is as if someone were to set up what had been knocked down, or to point out the way to one who had got lost, or to bring an oil lamp into a dark place so that those with eyes could see what was there. Just so, the Blessed Lord has expounded the Dhamma in various ways. Lord, may I receive the going forth at the Lord's hands. May I receive ordination. And the Buddha said, Kassapa, whoever has formerly belonged to another sect and wishes for the going forth or ordination in this Dhamma Vinaya must wait 4 months, and at the end of 4 months' probation, the monks who are established in mind will give him the going forth and monastic ordination. But there can be a distinction of persons in this. And he said, Lord, if such is the case, I will even wait 4 years, and at the end of that time, let the monks give me the going forth and the monastic ordination. Then Kassapa received the going forth from the Lord himself and the monastic ordination. And the newly ordained Venerable Kassapa, alone, secluded, unwearying, zealous and resolute, in a short time attained that for which young men of good birth go forth from the household life into homelessness, that unexcelled culmination of the holy life, having realized it here and now by his own super knowledge, and dwelt therein knowing, birth is destroyed, the holy life has been lived, what had been done has been done, there is nothing further here. And the Venerable Kassapa became another of the Arahants. It's the end of the sutta. So here, you see, he asked for the going forth and the ordination. The going forth is pabajja, that means becoming a samanera. And the ordination refers to the upasampada, the higher ordination of a bhikkhu. So when he asked for the going forth, the Buddha said, somebody who comes from another sect, external sect, must wait 4 months. During the 4 months, the monks will observe him, whether he has got rid of his wrong views. He has got rid of his wrong views and he's practicing well. Then only they ordain him. Then he said, if that is the case, he's willing to wait 4 years. That shows his sincerity. Nowadays, if you tell people wait 4 months, they say, too long, cannot wait 4 months. But this man, he says he's willing to wait 4 years. So when the Buddha saw that he was so sincere, the Buddha immediately ordained him, and personally ordained him. And then after that he practiced very hard, and in a short time could mean a few years, and then he became an Arahant. So you see the Buddha, how the Buddha changed this man's thinking. This man, originally when he came to see the Buddha, he thought he was a real ascetic, practicing all the very hard ascetic practices of naked ascetic, going naked. Some of the things like sleeping on the thorns, eating only certain type of herb or a millet or rice or water plants, all this thing, and using instead of a cloth robe, they use robes made of coarse hemp, rags from the dust heap, bark fiber, antelope skin, grass, human hair, horse hair, and all these things, and pluck the hair instead of shaving. They pluck the hair, and then sleep in the open air, eating shit, and all these things. So they think by doing all these things, they are real macho, real hero. But the Buddha said, these things are not difficult to practice, but to practice the real Aryan way, to develop your morality, to develop your mind, and to develop your wisdom. That is hard. Why? Because any lay person can practice all these as austerities, and even a slave girl can go naked and beg for the food and sleep in the open air and all that. But to develop the morality, the mind, and the wisdom, that is really hard. Then, so after the Buddha has shown him that the real Aryan practice is harder to achieve than the external austerities. Then he asked the Buddha to explain how to develop the sila, the mind, citta, and the wisdom, panya. Then the Buddha explained the charana, the vijja charana, first charana, the practice of the holy life. Various things like sila, contentment, mindfulness and awareness, moderation in eating, devoted to wakefulness, seclusion, living in a secluded place, and meditating until he attains the 4 jhanas. That is the practice of the charana, which is basically development of sila and citta, the mind. And then using the 4th jhana, use the mind to get various insights and to get various psychic powers. That is vijja, knowledge. And the highest knowledge is the destruction of the asavas, destruction of the flow of the mind, the continued flow of the mind, and become liberated. So after he heard all this explanation, he was so impressed that he asked to go forth to be a disciple of the Buddha. And the Buddha allowed him to go forth, and he practiced very hard. He says somebody like this external ascetics, they are willing to suffer, They are very sincere. But sometimes the wisdom is insufficient. That's why they practice these austerities without getting real fruit for their hard practice. But when they meet the real Dhamma, then they practice very hard. In a short time, they become enlightened. They are willing not to sleep. They are willing to practice all the time, not to go into town, live in a forest, beg for their food and all these things. So okay, we stop here for tonight. Anything to discuss? Oh, definitely not. This Kassapa is a clan name. There are many people who are called Kassapa. That is not his real name. That's his clan name.
Many people listen to Buddha's discourses and even some of the persons they feel think and think. But maybe we'd like to just discuss this. Because I find that many of them come from very good families. And many people from good families, they have natural siddha. Even though they are not very religious, they are from young, they've been told not to steal, not to lie. So they have very natural siddha. And even though they don't really practice, like most people, they can grasp the Dhamma very fast. So let's say for nowadays you see life is not so natural these days. You see people they won't stop to lie or do things in what they want. So when they come into contact with Dhamma, they may listen to the Dhamma, but they do not really practice usually like for example, putting in the right effort, checking all the time whether we have a wholesome state or unwholesome state, whether we have evil or whatsoever. It's just listening to the Dhamma without putting real effort in practicing the whole of the Noble Eightfold Path and see how well can a person progress.
This one is depends on the individual, depends on past life. And so it's hard to say that there is no fixed rule. So very hard to say. But if you find many of these Brahmins, because they understand morality and all that, so even though they have wrong view, when they listen to the Buddha's Dhamma, they attain stream entry. So.
I would like to ask one question. What kind of ascetic practices placed by the Buddha?
In the ascetic practices praised by the Buddha, some of them are in the suttas, but they are called dutangas, and 13 are mentioned in the Visuddhimagga. Begging for your food, eating one meal a day, wearing rag robes, that means robes made from cloth, picked up by the roadside or in a cemetery and all that. And of these 13 dutangas, the hardest to practice is the last, which is to sleep sitting up. But I can tell you from experience that unless you have good samadhi, you should not practice it. If you try to practice this without good samadhi, you'll be sitting and sleeping. This is of no benefit. The aim of sitting, sleep, or they call sitting, sleeping. The aim is to stay awake. So if you have good samadhi and you don't want to lie down, then you just keep on nodding your head, but you're awake. But you don't have any samadhi in the beginning, in the very early stage, you practice it. You'll be sitting and sleeping, and you don't get good sleep, because after 2 hours you'll wake up, because your stomach is all cramped and you're sleeping like that. So it's very uncomfortable position, so after 2 hours you get up. So it's not worthwhile. It's just a name, it's just one-sided here. As the sutta says, he can see but he cannot hear, or he can hear but he cannot see, the devas.
Some of this stream entry is said not to be able to fall to the over the planes. Is there really no chance that your Dhammas even say he's during the Buddha's time there wasn't transformed to murdering? Isn't that like the biggest common offense? Wouldn't that, even if he would have attained stream entry, wouldn't that also send him to the lowest plane?
No, what is the coming offense you mentioned?
Killing the Buddha.
Oh, killing the Buddha. If a person wants to kill the Buddha, then he cannot be a Sotapanna, cannot be a person who has attained stream entry. Person who has attained stream entry would generally not kill out of hatred. He might kill accidentally. Once a person has become an Arya, then he has this Aryan morality. Aryan morality consists of 7 precepts. Right action, which is you will not purposely kill or steal or commit adultery. And right speech, which means he will not lie purposely or carry tales to make people quarrel or use vulgar or coarse speech or idle gossip. And these are the 7 Aryan precepts. So once a person has become an Arya, stream entry, he understands the Dhamma, he understands karma vipaka, action and its result. So he will not do wrong.
And follow-up questions. If someone tries to kill the Buddha before he attains Sotapanna, would he have to result?
Would he have to?
And will he have to give the result, give the karma that he
he did something wrong before Sotapanna.
For example, he tried to kill the Buddha before he reached Sotapanna. Then in the next life, would he have to suffer the result?
Yes, I guess he would, because he still has an ego. If you have an ego, karma vipaka will follow you. Yes, if he did something serious, he'll be like this. We heard that Sutta Samanya Pala Sutta, the king who killed the father. After he killed the father, the mind was very disturbed. So when he listens to Dhamma, he doesn't penetrate, doesn't sink in. So he cannot become a stream enterer. So somebody who has this intention to kill the Buddha, even if you don't succeed, you have a lot of hatred. And then later, if you realize that the Buddha was is an enlightened being, you have this so much remorse. I don't think the mind can be at peace. Yes, this one there was this Angulimala. There's a sutta about Angulimala. He killed many people. Then after that, he came to the Dhamma and practiced very hard. He became a monk, practiced very hard, and became enlightened. Actually, having killed so many people, his mind would have been very disturbed. For him to become an Arahant shows he has super determination. Because I had a devotee in Penang who told me that he had a friend who was a gangster, and this gangster killed 2 people in gang fights before. And later when he was older, maybe in his 50s, he tried to learn meditation, but the mind was so disturbed he could not calm down his mind. His mind was just swirling around. Became very frightened. So for him to overcome that, the determination must have been very, very strong. I'm sure when he tried to meditate, all these people he killed would have appeared to him, all the ghosts and all that, to disturb him. But the Buddha went to show him the path, because I think the Buddha saw that this person is capable of enlightenment, must have very good, what we call good roots from past life. This kind of case is exception. Generally, a person who has killed even one man, even one person, I don't think you'll be able to find peace of mind. But exceptions lah. Just like generally, lay people cannot become arahant. But in the Vinaya books, we find a few. They listen to the Dhamma and become arahant. Very exceptional people.
Ask question, using the Dhamma talk and ask immediately, get an answer. And you see, we may forward the question they will ask.
But you see, when you listen to the CD, whatever questions you wanted to ask, the people at the audience would have asked already.
Sometimes different hearing the Dhamma talk, different reception.
Correct.
So there are different cases. So some people will not, especially old people, they go to school. They don't read books. So they listen. In the mind, something you're going to ask very fast. This is not the Dhamma talk. They can't ask.
Correct. But the fact that the question arises gives them an opportunity to ask in future lah. But if they attended the Dhamma talk, probably since their mind is blur, being old, they would have forgotten to ask the question at that time. What I was trying to say about listening to the Dhamma talk is you can listen again and again. Listen again and again. The more times you listen, the more you will catch. The more you will understand. Whereas you go to a Dhamma talk, you only listen once only. If you miss, or you forgot to ask, you have lost the chance already. There are a lot of people, they go to Dhamma talk, they don't know how to ask questions. Or even sometimes they come to me after dana. And then I ask them to ask questions. They say, I had a lot of questions, I prepared a lot of questions and I come here, I forgot already. Like that.
I heard before, I'm not sure if it's true. He was involved in the killing of people and not of God. Is it true?
Possibly he was following. You're supposed to be following one of these external sect teachers, and some of these they want blood sacrifice for their god. So it seems he may have been one of those. He did the killing to offer to the gods. So not out of hatred. But still, whatever the reason, if you have killed a human being, the karmic offense is very great, and your mind will be very disturbed. The fact that he could become an arahant is surprising, very surprising, because I think out of 100 people, probably, or 1,000 people, only one will succeed. Yeah, Angulimala is in the Sutta, Majjhima Nikaya. So she haven't listened to the Majjhima Nikaya.
Let's say my mind calm now, and I come down to now instead of focusing on the breath.
If you want to, you can, but when we sit down in meditation, we are supposed to practice meditation. And meditation in the Buddha's teaching refers to the jhanas. Because in the Majjhima Nikaya, Ananda was asked what type of meditation is praised by the Buddha. And he said the first jhana, second jhana, third jhana, fourth jhana. So if you are sitting in meditation, your aim should be to attain the jhanas. That means you stick to, if you are practicing the breath meditation, you only focus on your breath and nothing else. Okay? If you want to contemplate on the Dhamma, you don't have to sit down. You can walk with your eyes open and contemplate the Dhamma. When you're driving the car, also you can think about the Dhamma that you have heard. So this contemplation is Vipassana. Vipassana is the seventh factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. Meditation is the eighth factor of the Noble Eightfold Path. Real meditation, we're sitting with your eyes closed. Vipassana is contemplation. Contemplation means you put your attention on four things, or one of four things. Your body, your feelings, your mind, and the Dhamma, the Buddha's Dhamma. So that can be done without sitting with your eyes closed. You can be walking, you can be standing still, you can be lying down also, you can think of Dhamma. So if you are sitting, you want to contemplate on Dhamma, you can. It's not that you cannot.
Just now we were talking about killing a human being. What about you kill, say, a butcher, kill a lot of pig, chickens and whatnot. Now, if they cannot get enlightened, or rather they cannot achieve anything by using Dhamma, then there's no point talking to them anymore.
Who is they? Are you talking about the animals or are you talking about the man?
Man, there's killing a lot of, say, chicken, pig, and all. Not a human being.
So?
Then there's no point talking Dhamma to them. They cannot listen to anything back.
We are supposed to talk Dhamma only to the people who want to listen. We are not selling medicine in the market, telling every Tom, Dick and Harry, Dhamma has to be requested. People request for it, only we speak Dhamma. So you must see whether people want to listen or not.
If that person will come to the Mahara,
okay.
not able to
if he is interested to listen, then it's good. So when he listens, he might change his way. For example, many years ago, I was giving a Dhamma talk in Penang, in the Penang Buddhist Association. And after the talk, one lady came to me. She says she sells chicken rice. And so has to slaughter the chicken. So I say, why don't you buy from the how do you call it, the cold meat, from the freezer one, already slaughtered one. She said that one people don't want to eat, they want freshly slaughtered one, more tasty. So asked me whether got coming offense. I say yes. So I say the best is you try to change your livelihood. And then about a year later she came to see me, she told me she changed her livelihood already. So you see, there are some people, after listening to the Dhamma, they can change. It's whether they want to listen or not. Most of them, if they are not willing to change, they will refuse to listen. They won't come near. Because they know after listening, they have to change. Many years ago also, when I was staying in a cave on Penang Hill, on Sundays, usually people come to do dana, offer food and all that. So, there was a man who came, and I heard from others that he's a butcher. He slaughters pigs. So I tried to talk to him, but no effect. He refused to change. Okay, shall we end here?